All right, we're back. This is Govern America. We're visiting with Jeannie Burlsworth. She's with Secure Arkansas. And before the break, Jeannie, you were talking about how your foray into this whole thing and your reason for organizing this group, Secure Arkansas, it was largely centered around the needing transparency in government and also the immigration/migration issue there. But then at what point did you branch out into property rights?
Well, once I started looking into immigrations, all that was going on, it's too being done globally. That concerned me when I started looking at that. And then I found out that one of the main things, it was more human rights. It's more what the collective wants instead of what is right. It was, and they started saying borders, they're unjust. And I'm like, since when is the sovereignty of our nation unjust? But see, that has to do with social justice, and we're going to hear a lot about that just even more and more as time goes on, because that's part of their system. It's based upon the principle that individuals have to give up selfish wants for the needs of the common good. So that's communism right there. I mean, I don't know what more to say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have a new term for it now today called communitarianism, which serves to, hopefully, according to them, balance communism and capitalism, both being flawed systems, and they think they can create a new perfect third way, and this is communitarianism, and it really centers around this community development thing, and Obama's been on TV talking a lot about our responsibilities as Americans. He's, and this plays into it as well, because going along with the collectivist thought, the collectivist idea, your responsibility to your community is going to be measured, isn't it?
Exactly.
And your worth to the community will be measured. And already we're seeing these databases being drawn up where people are involved in certain things, and however involved you are in your community will be what determines your value. Exactly.
Yeah, and I even housing is being set up. I know we looked here in Arkansas. There's housing set up all over, and it's basically going to be based upon your productivity. I mean, just like you said, how much you're worth, and the people that aren't working are going to be put in different type of housing complexes versus the people that are contributing quite a bit. But it would still be all government run. Right.
You mentioned ICLEI earlier. I want to come back to that because I wonder if you could explain to our listeners exactly how does this organization get the international system into your local community?
Well, if the listeners want to Google or go find, just ask or whatever they want to go look at, they can find under UN Agenda 21, and then it'll start bringing up some information. But
we have it on the website too, by the way.
Yeah, and then when you begin to start looking around in there, you can see local Agenda 21. And so these books, I have my local Agenda 21 book that basically teaches the aldermen and the city council, a better way of thinking and how to get their policies through and how to get grant money and all of that kind of stuff, because I know we are regulated out of our minds.
Oh, yeah.
With federal regulations and guidelines, but grant money is a big deal. And anyway, that's how they can look up and actually get the manual if you just ask for it. And freedomadvocates.org out in California, they've got some wonderful information out there. And I got a lot of my information at first from him, and then I got information from Sovereignty International. But I first got ICLEI on my own.
Yeah.
I went to the library and checked out a book that was looking at global groups on sustainability, because I've heard about that, and I've got all of the international organizations and what their functions are.
Yeah. So the best thing, as near as I can tell, ICLEI comes into local communities, works with these government leaders, your mayor, your council, and tries to set them up and determine how to let them know how to get these grants. And really, I mean, I've talked a lot about the grants, but I mean, really, that's how it all gets done. Is through grants. I mean, when a local community accepts 1 penny of this grant money, they're on the hook to do what the grantors want them to do, and it's all these programs.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's right. I'm just agreeing because what you said is just so important because there's no way that we can get our republic back unless we start fighting locally. And what always gets me is people want to start off on the federal level, and I'm like, can you just hold your community? Can you hold it and let that not go down? And then, that's how we have approached this from the bottom up instead of the top down, so we can build a solid foundation. And if the people would just, even if they're not speakers or confronters or protesters or whatever, if they would just attend these meetings, and you can designate a person or two to go and then come back and report to the rest of the group, all they have to do is take notes and let us all know what's going on.
Exactly. We all can't be in one place at one time. Hey, stay with us, though. We got another break, the bottom of the hour break. Time's going by very quickly. Folks, if you'd like to join in, it's 800-313-9443. We'll be back in a moment.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network. Because you can handle the truth.